term, that's called diastole. When the heart muscle is relaxing, that's the time the artery is filled up with the blood, and the heart muscles get the blood. When the heart is squeezing, what is called in medically a systole, at that time the coronary arteries can't supply the blood, because these arteries also traverse through the heart muscle, and the whole heart is squeezed like that, and you can imagine. Okay? Now another very interesting phenomenon. That's why the fast heart rate in the long term is very bad to the heart. Okay? That's the reason the cardiologist always put anybody who has angina or myocardial infarction or patient some drugs like beta blocker to slow the heart rate. Because if somebody had a heart attack or angina already, and if he gets the fast heart rate, he has a much more higher chance of getting this. And that's the same basis. And it's the same basis on which nowadays that test is less, called exercise test they used to do. You walk on the treadmill with all the wire fitted, and then they monitor to see what part of the heart muscle has got any ischemic changes, means whether it's not getting enough blood supply. And if it doesn't get enough blood supply, then you can see that in the cardiogram. And the basis of it is to increase the heart rate, double the normal, and at that stage, if somebody's artery are already narrowed, already in problem, then you can immediately see that. Or the patient will come severe tight chest pain, or their blood pressure will be dropping. So all these will be warning sign to go one step further, most likely nowadays, either coronary CT angiogram or even coronary angiogram. So slow heart rate is always good. The good athletes, if any of you are here a good athlete, you will see that all the athletes have their heart rate round about 50. And that's very good for the heart. Okay. So now, so I'm giving you the background of the coronary heart. So there are two types of main coronary heart disease. Now, one is called angina, and another is called myocardial infarction or heart attack. Now, what is angina? By angina you mean that possibly your oxygen supply to the heart is not enough. That's why you are getting, after some exertion, you get some pain as a result of that. The reason how the pain you get is, the mechanism is that you don't get the metabolites to be cleared by the blood vessels, circulation. And those, some of the metabolites are toxic to our muscles, and they stimulate or they irritate the pain nerve beneath, and that you get the pain. Classical example I will give you, a patient of angina, typical one, will say, "Doctor, I was just going to get my bus, I just walked very fast, I almost catch it, then I really get the pain. I have to really stop." Yeah? Or similarly, if somebody is going on the high altitude, then I went up to that altitude, then my heart felt somebody was sitting on my chest. They do like this. If you see the typical patient, they do like that. Somebody sitting on my chest. Very classical, Because nothing is 100%. So we don't rely only on test also. The history is also very vital. How the patient is expressing his feelings to you. And so, these are the lucky type who get the angina typical pain. But there is a group of unlucky persons who have angina in the arteries when we investigate them, but